let's hop into the first article for the day, or I guess a blog post from crypto.com. And let me get this window capture up and running real quick. Boom, done, bam, we did it. We know how to work our tools. We've been doing this long enough. All right, crypto.com security report and next steps. Following the 17th of January security incident, we are sharing our findings together with enhancements we've made to our security infrastructure and the introduction of the worldwide account protection program. Summary. On 17th of January 2022, crypto.com learned that a small number of users had unauthorized crypto withdrawals on their accounts. Crypto.com promptly suspended withdrawals for all tokens to initiate an investigation and worked around the clock to address the issue. No customers experienced a loss of funds. In the majority of cases, we prevented the unauthorized withdrawal, and in all other cases, customers were fully reimbursed. The incident affected 483 Crypto.com users. Unauthorized withdrawals totaled 4,836.26 Ethereum and 443.93 Bitcoin, and approximately $66,000 in US in other currencies. Sorry, $66,000 equivalent in other currencies. So what happened on Monday, the 17th of January, 2022, at approximately 12:46 a.m. UTC, Crypto.com's risk monitoring systems detected unauthorized activity on a small number of user accounts where transactions were being approved without the 2FA authentication control being inputted by the user. This triggered an immediate response from multiple teams to assess the impact. All withdrawals on the platform were suspended for the duration of the investigation. Any accounts found to be impacted were fully restored. Crypto.com revoked all customer two-factor authentication tokens and added additional security hardening measures, which required all customers to re-log in and set up their two-factor authentication token to ensure only authorized users' activity would occur. Downtime of the withdrawal infrastructure was approximately 14 hours, and withdrawals were resumed at 5:46 p.m. UTC on the 18th of January 2022. What did Crypto.com do to fix the problem? In abundance of caution, we revamped and migrated to a completely new two-factor authentication infrastructure. I'll talk about why I think that's important in a second. 2FA tokens for all users worldwide were subsequently revoked to ensure the new infrastructure was in effect. We have mandatory 2FA policies on both the front end and back end to protect users during this revocation phase, as outflows such as withdrawals have a requirement to set up and use 2FA in order to withdraw. Crypto.com introduced an additional layer of security on the 18th of January 2022 to add a mandatory 24-hour delay between registration of a new whitelisted withdrawal address and first withdrawal. Users will receive notifications that withdrawal addresses have been added to give them adequate time to react and respond. The notification messages provide useful reminders and instructions on contacting our team if the address whitelisting was unauthorized. Full audit of the entire infrastructure has been conducted internally, with a number of improvements being implemented to further harden the security posture. While Crypto.com already performs internal and external pen tests, Crypto.com has immediately engaged with third-party security firms to perform additional security checks on our platform, as well as initiating additional threat intelligence services. Crypto.com will be releasing additional end-user security features as we move away from two-factor authentication and to true multi-factor authentication, providing added strength for our global user base. So the next steps, Crypto.com is introducing a worldwide account protection program, WAPP. Come on, guys. Come on. Come. WAPP is one more second. Just one more second. WAPP is designed to protect user funds in cases where a third party gains unauthorized access to their account and withdraw funds without users' permissions. WAPP restores funds up to $250,000 for qualified users. Terms and conditions apply. Quote, the safety of our customers' funds is our highest priority, and we are continually enhancing our defense in-depth security and protection measures, end quote, said Chris Marszalek, co-founder and CEO of Crypto.com. Quote, while we are reminded of the existence of bad actors intent on committing fraud, this new worldwide account protection program, along with our new MFA infrastructure, gives our users unprecedented protection of their funds and hopefully peace of mind. To qualify for WAPP, users must, 1, enable multi-factor authentication on all transaction types where MFA is currently available. 2, set up an anti-phishing code at least 21 days prior to the reported unauthorized transaction. 3, not be using jailbroken devices. 4, file a police report and provide a copy of it to Crypto.com. And 5, complete a questionnaire to support a forensic investigation. Quote, Crypto.com is a leader in security and compliance, including our recent SOC 2 announcement, said Jason Lau, Chief Information Security Officer of Crypto.com. Quote, while our goal is to prevent any security breaches, our industry-leading insurance policy and worldwide account protection programs offer our customers additional protection in rare instances when there is an incident. Terms and conditions may vary by market according to local regulations. Crypto.com will make the final determination of eligibility requirements and approval of claims. WAPP will be rolling out in select markets starting on the 1st of February 2022. All right, so what you need to know is essentially what I can tell is that whatever database was holding their two-factor authentication keys was leaked. That's the best I can tell. Now, I can't confirm that. Hopefully, they release more information giving us exact details. That or the whole two-factor authentication setup was broken from the get-go. I don't really know exactly. Now, obviously, to prevent this right away, one of the things that they're doing is basically holding your ability to withdraw to any address you want to immediately and making that delay 24 hours. This can be problematic, of course, if we're talking about needing to act within the market on trades, etc., and move funds out of Crypto.com, especially if that is one of your few, if not your only option to purchase cryptocurrency with the US dollar, because, of course, depending on your geographical location, Crypto.com may very well be one of, if not your only option to move funds easily between fiat currency and crypto. So that's a little bit disappointing. It is nice, though, that they are finally implementing multi-factor authentication. This should have been done, in my opinion, quite some time ago. Personally, I use YubiKeys. I know a lot of people have heard me talk about those before. You can use them in a two-factor authentication setup, but it's a lot better if you can actually use the hardware of the YubiKey to force directly with any application that you're utilizing. Examples of websites that provide this is like Cloudflare, for example. Anyways, so hopefully that will get put into place and will prevent, obviously, some of these issues that are going on, because essentially if you're able to use like true multi-factor authentication, if you're able to use a physical device, what that will prevent is somebody getting access just to the two-factor authentication key and plugging that into basically any two-factor authentication application, whether that be Authy, Google Authenticator, whatever, and then they recover that key and pop it out. It's a pretty archaic form of, I guess, multi-factor authentication, but two-factor authentication. A little bit better than email, arguably. Obviously, because email can get pulled right out of the air in some instances, and a little bit better than SMS because, once again, same thing, but not as good as it needs to be for finances, etc. So it's good to see them moving towards that. Obviously, This whole WAPP program is hilarious that they didn't think about that from a PR standpoint as far as naming conventions go, but maybe they did and they just thought it was funny. I don't know. It is what it is as far as that goes. Now, let's go back through the principles of crypto. Make sure that you guys understand that you should not be holding a majority of your funds within a centralized exchange. The point of crypto is to provide control of your finances to the individual and remove the need for third parties, including banks, governments, and of course, exchanges such as crypto.com. Where we are at as far as the society goes is not fully moved into the blockchain. We also have a lack of personal responsibility, and that's when things like this happen. Essentially, because we have a lack of personal responsibility, people leave their funds within a centralized exchange and then expect the centralized exchange to basically cover their butt in a similar fashion to, of course, like a banking system. Crypto.com has obviously put into place, insurances, etc., to make sure that their users are protected just like a bank, essentially, as far as, having the funds to refund users, etc., clearly up to $250,000. If you're keeping more than $250,000 in a centralized exchange, I guess you're definitely balling. But you also might be stupid. I'm not really sure. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on the whole entire problem. Obviously, Crypto.com is a long-term sponsor of the channel. I asked for an official response. This is what I got. I'm glad that they are basically admitting that their current implementation of two-factor was poor, and that they are going to resolve that. So that's good as far as that goes from that perspective. I think I've kind of gone over, the issues that I have with centralized exchanges in general. And just be careful out there, boys. If you need to learn more about utilizing paper wallets or hardware wallets, if you're new to crypto, I'll probably be going back through some basics again this year. I know that I have a lot of people asking me about how do I get into mining, so I know I need to get that going as far as a video series. Part of that, of course, is going to be securing funds. I am by no means the best at securing funds at all, but I can give the best information that I can to you all as far as that goes. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.